Lousy.
And that was as good as it got.
And that's our recap of the Winnipeg Jets game in Los Angeles the other night.
So many things happened in LA. You could see why the Kings are the toast of the town for the entertainment value they provide on a nightly basis at crypto.com arena.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Check-In. I'm Sara Lesky. He's Jamie Thomas. As you can tell, we are doing the show remotely today. It is Jamie's favorite time of the year when we get kicked out of our studio for a few days and are having to do this from our homes this afternoon. So looking forward to it, though, as we still get you set for today's game against the San Jose Sharks. And really, I say today, I mean, it's tonight. By the time it finishes, it'll be tomorrow, really. So, but it's great to see so many of you in the chat as we get you set. Hello, Mary Jane, and hello to all of you. It is Game Day Friday. So if you're going to stay up late to watch a game in the Pacific time zone, no better time than on a Friday night for it as the Jets continue their 6-game, 2-week road trip out west.
My favorite part now is when people tell us what time the game starts at. 3 a.m. I'm not. Are you going to get up?
If you are of a certain age, which we appreciate, we hope found that you're going to be getting up at 3 a.m. If you're of a certain age, then you remember Brian Williams from his CBC days. And Jamie, you and I were talking about that the other day about how it was always, what time is it? No, it is. There's our game. It is at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. And hello to all of our friends, in Newfoundland. So, hello. Greetings from Czechia. What time is it there?
A big time supporter of the program. So really appreciate you dropping in. You're on this visiting us in beautiful Czechia. I've heard great things about the country. I've never been. Did you go to any World Championships there, Sarah?
You know what? I've never actually worked a World Championships. I did a bunch of World Junior Championships. I've never done a World Championship though. So,
Did you do World Juniors in Czechia by chance?
No, Sweden. I did the Taves one over in Sweden, the 2007 one.
No big deal.
No big deal. Leksand Mora. Found out that they had bananas on pizza over there. No big deal. That's a whole nother story for another time. Let's talk about that game very quickly that the Jets played the other night in LA. And we say very quickly because Jamie and I don't really want to go over it for any great length of time, because not only was it a 3-0 loss for the Jets, but more importantly, that was not what will go on a highlight reel as one of the most entertaining games we've seen. But a very positive note, Adam Lowry back in the lineup.
Yeah, it was great to see him back, but as Adam Lowry tends to do, he's pretty hard on himself. And he told the media this yesterday, and this is when Mitchell Clinton talked to him. He evaluated his game. He said, I didn't love my game. I was happy that I got through the game, and the hip felt good. Obviously, I talked about the reads and things like that. First shift, I try and jump and get a hit on Kempe and leave Kopitar all alone in front of our net and assist on Doughty's goal to end the game. So, I mean, it was one of those ones where going into the game, obviously I didn't expect to feel my best or be as sharp as I like to be. So knocking himself down a little bit, but played in all situations, outside the power play, played in all situations. They didn't hold back. We hear that all the time. They're going to ease them back into things. They do not. These guys, work so hard to get back into it. They're in shape. It's just about getting into game shape, and Adam Lowry just to find that department.
Yep, absolutely. Jets 0 for 5 on the power play. That's something that's gone cold over the last couple of games. 0 for 8 now in the last 2. The first time this season that we've seen them go back-to-back shutout on the power play. But okay, hey, that's enough about the game against LA. That was a couple days ago. We have moved. That's it. We've moved on. So we're going to move up the I-5 up to San Jose. Drew Remenda is going to join us shortly, part of the San Jose broadcast for years now, and a familiar name to, depending where you're located. I mean, not only obviously all of his years broadcasting and in the league, but then also did radio for years in Saskatchewan as well. So Drew, we're looking forward to having him. He's always a great storyteller. And San Jose is certainly an exciting team to watch. You look at their record their record this season, 5-6-3. They're 7th in the Pacific, but they have been putting up the wins lately. And this is a team, Jamie, if they can figure out how to defend,
Yeah.
they are going to have things going for them because they are a ton of fun to watch in terms of the offensive firepower that they have.
Right. And I think, Nina Niederreiter brought up a very good point before the Jets left on the road trip about when they were going to face Los Angeles. They had played 2 open style, non-physical types of games against Pittsburgh and Chicago. And then they're going into that game against Los Angeles where there wasn't a lot of room to move, very physical, grinding. Now it opens up again. They've got San Jose, they've got Anaheim, 2 teams up and coming that can score a ton of goals, but are lacking their own end right now. So that is something a patient veteran team like the Winnipeg Jets should be able to take advantage of, but it hasn't been easy for anybody. Like they just put up 6 on Seattle, and Seattle played as tight a game against the Jets as that I've seen outside of the LA game on Tuesday. So they score a ton of goals, but you got to take advantage of what's going on. And Macklin Celebrini is as advertised. Will Smith,
out.
A lot of great players up and coming. And I'm sure Drew will not be talking about the fact they'll be looking to trade off at the deadline, like the many times we talked to them last year about the pieces they want to move. This is a team is ready to make a push. I don't think playoffs are in their future, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys as the year goes on.
Yeah, right now Macklin Celebrini tied for the league lead in points with 21 alongside Connor McDavid. The Sharks have scored are tied for the 3rd most 5-on-5 goals. So as you said, and we'll talk more about that with Drew and more going forward. But okay, morning skate has not happened yet, obviously, with the time change. They are going to be on the ice in just over 20 minutes. So we will see if they're out early, we'll see whether or not we're able to get any intel for you guys there for it. But you and I have been trying to find our last couple of days. We'll always send videos back and forth to each other of, did you see this? Did you see that? Your algorithm right now is incredibly messed up because it's all hockey and Jets, which is great. The other side is it's a lot of Dodgers stuff, Jamie, which
so much Dodger propaganda,
which has put you very low on people's lists.
Right.
Yeah, it hasn't gone over well with a lot of people, but there is a video that you and I were talking about that I found entertaining as well, that was showing Freddie Freeman, and shows that by
the way,
that he what?
He's a very large man. Like he is tall. So
okay.
The athleticism being shown by Freddie Freeman here is top notch.
All right. So you see him, the talent that he's got in the park. How about this though?
Yeah, we need this. We need this. We need this.
So here is our question for you. Yes. We've established that Jamie cannot do the worm.
No.
He said anymore. That's
it would have to be alcohol assisted in order for me to do something like that. So.
Yeah. But who do you think out of the Jets would be able to pull off a move like that?
Brad Lambert.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the physique to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
It's a great question. What if we went something like, I don't know, Hayden Fleury?
Okay.
I'm thinking more personality that might, but
that's a good point. Like he would. You're talking about they would actually do it if we asked them to.
Well, or that could do it. Yeah.
I think.
Anyways, we want to know from you. Who do you think? Oh, we've seen both Helly and Combs could do it. Okay. So we will see. So hear from you. Who do you think would be able to do it? JT and I, we have established cannot do it, but we did do an attempt at some other moves, and that we will. Yes, we'll show that. We'll show that later on.
Okay.
We'll give you a behind the scenes look as to how we kill time sometimes when we've got extended period of time between when the show starts and when we finish some interviews. But let's talk about this game here today a little bit more. And the Jets yesterday were asked about facing San Jose after their loss in Los Angeles.
When it comes to their D zone, it's a lot like LA, but they're a heck of a lot faster. And no disrespect to LA, there's some young kids over there that move really well, and they transition really well, just kind of like the Utahs we saw. A little bit of Seattle. There's some transition to their game. There's a lot of transition in the game. Watched that game last night. they can move in a hurry. So puck management's going to be huge, like any team. But at the end of the day, there are some things that we just saw last game that we can maybe use to our advantage there against a young group.
They've got a real young team, and sometimes with those teams that play kind of a little looser, they're so fast, they're very dangerous that you can easily get caught free low, and they're gone on the rush and they can really hurt you. So I think it's definitely a vastly improved San Jose team over the teams that we faced in the past. So we have to be ready for their speed. They're dangerous offensively, and they acquired some veteran guys on the back end to help solidify those spots. So it's one of those ones. Have a good morning skate and get ready, because it'll be another good test for us.
All right, there he is. So before I bring in our next guest, I have to do a little bit of context. I asked the great Drew Remenda if he can join us on the show. And I said, hey, Drew, just trying to be accommodating. I said, do you want to pre-record? Just trying to help him out. And then Drew sends me this. It says, and I quote, you can't pre-record anything. You're actually just recording it. Just like you can't pre-soak or pre-sell or leave your feet on a body check. I hope this helps. 1040 is fine. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend. That is my favorite response, Drew, to a request to have somebody on the show. So welcome.
Thanks. Well, my goal in life is to try to help everybody I can when I come across them using the English language, noting that I got a C+ from Miss Long at Newtana Collegiate in Saskatoon. There's lots of things you cannot do.
Yes.
You cannot re-injure.
No, you can't re-injure. You cannot pre-scout.
Right.
You're scouting. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I have many. You can't, and this is one that broadcasters tripped up. Who have you ever seen go up when they get tripped? They fall down, right?
Right.
So we have our producer, Sean Madison, the great Sean Madison, but for some reason, always has my back. I will mention these to him during the day or during a broadcast, or I'll watch a broadcast and I'll text him. Mm-hmm. Usually in the summer, just because I know it bothers him immensely that I do this. So that's why I do it. But my goal in life is try to help everybody to stop using the word pre. That's basically my big thing, is pre and left your feet. You can't leave. You can leave your feet, but it's a very bad medical injury after that. So anyway.
So I can tell, I've been there many times before. You were at the Sharks practice facility.
Yes.
Are you not? There's a little, a nice little restaurant.
Yep. This is Stanley's restaurant, and there's 3 rinks that you can look out to as your kid is out there falling all over the place. You can be drinking here and wondering, why did I spend so much money on those skates? And then there's Calder's, which is another 2 rinks that you see, which is really for major drinking.
After your son or daughter.
After your fight, you send him to the car. You send him to the car, and you just go back up for one more.
I'll be right back. Just hold on.
Don't drink and drive, folks. I shouldn't joke about that. Anyway.
Drew, let me ask you about the Sharks team that we're seeing for the first time. I mean, the start that they got off to. I mean, they've been able to score from game one. For it, but you look at the record that they've had in their recent games, and points in 5 out of their last 6, and scoring a bunch. Jamie and I were saying right off the top, once this team learns how to defend more, my goodness, with the offense that they have. But what can you tell us about this Sharks team that we should be, as we go into this game tonight, for those that haven't had the opportunity to watch any of their games?
Well, first of all, Ryan Reeves would be the one guy that could do the worm for the Sharks. Other than that,
and a Winnipegger, what?
Exactly,
of course he could.
Yeah, of course. Because
oh no!
Wow, someone didn't pay the power bill. It looks like.
I was gonna say that maybe Ryan was walking by.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't happy about it.
Well, he had enough of that. He's like, "Don't make fun of what I have." You know what? I saw Ryan Reeves. I can't remember. He was on a podcast the other day. He was talking about how today's NHLers, like the way they skate is completely different how they were taught how to skate when he was coming into hockey. And
that's interesting.
Just talks about how fast he goes. He says there's 14-year-old players right now that he thinks are better than half the guys in the National Hockey League already. because of the way that they can skate. So I found that a very interesting analysis of where the game is headed right now. And I remember talking with Paul Maurice about Connor McDavid and just the speed that he can come at you at. And I'm like, is there anybody that can come, is going to come out faster than he was, right? So that's like, it's just terrifying to think that the game can get even faster. And it's also terrifying to think that Drew Remenda has joined us again from another one of his. He's got a phone. He's got two phones. So he's going to join us on the other one.
Silicon Valley. We have trouble in Silicon Valley with the internet. Actually, my granddaughter called and I think she cut everything off. When you're looking at the Sharks, I know you go back to your first question.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the Sharks, first off, as fun as it is to talk about, it is really true that Macklin Celebrini is at a new level than he was even last year. And last year he was absolutely incredible. He plays the game with a pace, with a hockey IQ, with a drive and a competitive nature that is absolutely unmatched, really, when I look at people who have been through San Jose. And I, with all due respect to Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau and Brent Burns and Danny Boyle and Joe Pavelski, I've never seen anybody like this young man come in at 19 years old and do what he is doing and be that assertive and commanding in how he approaches the game and how he wants his line mates to play as well. The chemistry that he and Will Smith and Tyler Toffoli have off the ice, I think transfers onto the ice, and that's why they play as well as they do. And I asked Ryan Reeves about also what's changed, what's culture, and Ryan's come in and done a great job on trying to build up some culture. They got to New York and he took the guy. We got there a day early. He took all the guys. Bus was waiting. As soon as we got off the plane, he took them all to Broadway to watch the Book of Mormon, and he's seen it like 7 times. So that's. But I asked him about building a culture, and he goes, "You can't be a good team. You can't be a great team unless you work for each other and love each other." And that's one of the first times we've heard that in San Jose for a while. But overall, Mike Greer, that the rebuild is over. This is the build now. They're trying to make this team into a winning team. So you've got good young players, and obviously Will and Macklin and William Eklund, and now Michael Misa's there, and Sam Dickinson's there, Colin Graff, and they're starting to have those young guys, but you still have to surround them with Tyler Toffoli and Barclay Goodrow and Ryan Reeves and Mario Ferraro. There's a nice combination here. And this is, I asked Will or Macklin about it last game. Alex Wenberg last game. There's another guy who's been great. Then he said, we believe in each other in here. It doesn't matter what everybody else believes. We believe in each other. And a belief system is so important within that room, and you can't fake it. You either believe in the guy next to you or you don't. And these guys believe in each other.
Drew, as hard as it is to be patient when you're building a team like San Jose has, how hard is it to inject a veteran presence, the right person in the dressing room with these young up-and-coming superstars?
That's a great question, because as we know,
the first time Jamie's ever heard that. So this is going to get clipped later. I guarantee.
He didn't read the next, his answer to my text, which was, hey, at some point, could you say, that's a good question, Jamie, but I probably shouldn't say anything. When you have a lot of veterans, especially when you're coming into a team like the San Jose Sharks, we're in a rebuild and we're burning it down and then building it back up. You bring in a guy for a year, maybe a 2-year contract, and they're just trying to survive. Mm-hmm. They just want to get another year out, right? They just want to, I want to keep playing in the NHL. So Mike has gone out and got guys who have extra years on their contract, or signed guys like Tyler Toffoli, who, got a 4-year deal. But guys that, when they were talking about coming to San Jose, were asked to say, hey, we need you to mentor these guys. We need you to help Macklin Celebrini. We need you to help Will Smith and Michael Misa and Sam Dickinson. And that's the tricky part. But Tyler Toffoli comes in and he, everybody knows about the sleepover they had and all that stuff. And Tyler Toffoli's great. And when Michael Misa was asked where is he going to, live, he goes, I want to live with Tyler. And Ryan Reeves comes in and sits right down and puts his lockers right next to Max and Will's. Mike's brought in guys that understand their role is not simply just to be on the ice and be playing for themselves or playing for that next contract. They're trying to help build the Sharks back up. And really, that's another one of the great things you've seen with this team to start off this season. It's that there's a real different feel. There's not guys who are mercenaries. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You've got a short career, so you got to make the most out of it. But the guys here like Barclay Goodrow and Ryan Reeves and Tyler Toffoli and Vinny Desharnais and John Klingberg and Alex Wenberg, they have been fantastic as far as mentoring the guy beside them, caring about the guy beside them.
How much does that help? I mean, having that new maybe atmosphere around and that energy around, how nice is that even for your broadcast crew to be able to, as you're trying to sell that game of trying to make sure that, fans continue to buy in to everything because the results haven't been there, and trying to do it. Because Jamie and I mean, obviously over the years have covered teams that have struggled, and at various points, I mean, the Jets had been out of the playoff race early. And I know as a broadcaster, you're trying to sell it, trying to make people, you still want to watch, you still want to care. And it's much easier to do when they are starting to play well and you're reaping the rewards, but then also with the team that you have and the personalities that you have, to be able to genuinely sell the future of this team.
That's a great question, Sarah, by the way.
Did you say it's a better question?
The next one you throw me, I'll say it's a much better question than Jamie's. Well, my boss said something to me when I came back to San Jose. As you guys know, I've had a very fun checkered past as a broadcaster. And people sometimes that I work for or broadcast didn't like my honesty. So my boss said this. When I asked him, I said, what do you want from me? And he said, just do what you do. You're a good analyst. You coach the game. You understand it. Just be a good analyst. He said, but you can't convince people to buy tickets, but you can convince them not to. And I thought that was a really, really good point. But the Sharks, and when you look at our market, there's the San Francisco 49ers, the San Francisco Giants, there's the Golden State Warriors, there's Cal, there's Berkeley, there's Stanford. There's a lot of competition in this Bay Area market. The A's moved to Sacramento, but there's still a devout following. So you have to be, I've been told this more than once, your tone has to be that of that this is where we are. You can be realistic. They don't want us to lie to the fans. And I think it's when broadcasters try to homer it up, hockey's a hard game to watch. So when fans are watching the game, they're invested, they understand the game, they know what you're talking about. So you can't lie to them and say, the team's playing great when they're getting kicked 4-0 at the first period. So you have to be honest. But with this team, it's been this last year and this year, and I don't want to put it on one or two guys, but really with Macklin and Will and how exciting they've been, it's been rather easy to get pumped up. Randy Hahn, my great play-by-play partner, he coined the term last year. You are watching the most exciting last place team in the National Hockey League. And we used it. We were a really exciting team. Sometimes not in the good way. Sometimes it was like, oh, geez, no. But at the same time, there was still always something to bring you back to the rink. And when you're looking now at the people that are coming to the rink, we've got younger people. We have, and I mean, like younger, like Will and Macklin's age. We got teenagers coming to the game now. Yeah, kids are coming to the game now. There's 71 and 2 jerseys all over the place. And so it's been easy for us as broadcasters since last year to so-called sell the team because of the personalities and the players that they are. But it's hard when you're talking. I don't know about you guys. I'm 63 now, so I am the guy that yells at clouds and for kids to get off my lawn. It's really to try to get anything. If you want to stop Macklin Celebrini from talking to you, ask him about himself.
Right.
Right? And he does. It ends right away because he wants you to talk about the team. So trying to get anything out of these young punks, for crying out loud, it makes my job difficult. That's my big problem as a broadcaster.
Last one for you before we let you go. What challenge do the Jets, who have a very solid defensive structure, what will the challenge be for those young punks tonight?
To deal with their physicality, to deal with how there's no rest from one line to the next, to try to get the puck behind that D. And then, of course, try to beat the goalie with a shot. I don't know if you guys know that, but that goalie in Winnipeg, if it's Hellebuck, he's pretty darn good. Pretty much everything you deal with. Now, they beat Seattle, did a great job, and they've got points in the last number of games, which Sara mentioned, and they played very well. They do play a very good offensive game. As Scott Arniel was saying, that this is a team that can hit the transition gas and go pretty quick. But, as you also said, you got to learn to defend in this game. And now the goaltending's been this last week has been good. Alex Nedeljkovic and Yaroslav Askarov, who's played really well lately, played well, but they're going to be tested. The power play's awesome. The penalty kill's awesome. They're a physical team. They're a big team. They do a lot of things right. One of the best teams in the league, and a team that's going to be challenging again for the Stanley Cup. So you're going to be measured this weekend. It's Winnipeg tonight and Florida tomorrow. Cool. So yeah, we feel really good about last week, but guess what? I was last week. Right. Today's today. And it's going to be a huge challenge for all those things. I don't know if you guys have watched Winnipeg very much, but they're tough to deal with. And I'm thinking about our record lately against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check, but I don't think it's on the winning side.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to watching on the pregame show.
Damn it. I should have had that one. Hey, did you do a pre-scout for us, or that's what you're asking me?
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming on the show. We'll talk to you game tonight.
Great seeing you. We'll see you pre-game when we're in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
See you, gang.
Hi, Drew. Such a great guy. Quickly, I want to switch over because stuff has happened while we were talking to Drew. So it was posted on the Winnipeg Jets Twitter feed that Cole Perfetti is out for morning skate today in a white jersey. So out of the non-contact and into the white. So that is great to see. There's a short video up on it. I haven't seen anything yet for those that might be wondering about line combinations. I'm not sure if it started yet, but yesterday the Jets did practice in Los Angeles before flying to San Jose, and there were some changes out of that practice. So it's something to keep an eye on. Luke Shen, who did not play in the game against LA, was back on that third pairing board, but then Nikita Chibrikov was on Adam Lowry's line yesterday for line rushes during practice. So it was Nino Niederreiter, Adam Lowry, Nikita Chibrikov, the fourth line being Cole Koepke, Parker Ford, and Tanner Pearson. Connor Hellebuck was in net yesterday. We will see what comes out of morning skate today, but that is the update that happened yesterday in LA. Then before they flew, today they are playing in San Jose. Morning skate is just about, I believe, to officially start. And the Jets will fly out tonight after the game, and they will go back down the I-5 to Anaheim, and they will play there on Sunday. So there's my update for you.
That's pretty good update, Sara Orlesky.
So, well, you gotta like it when you can see Cole Perfetti. You know, if you can get Perfetti back in the lineup on this trip, same thing with, the hope is that Dylan Sandberg is going to be out of the non-contact soon, and that he will be able to. Certainly, there'll be some interesting decisions that the coaching staff will have to make as we see who would come out of the lineup and also what that would mean for the lines when we do get to that point.
Awesome stuff. So we were killing time the other day.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you can tell between the two of us who's more athletic. Go ahead. You look like you have something to say.
Well, I was just before we, because I don't want Zach to throw to it before. I wanted to add additional context. So sticking with that, because again, so much of our conversations lately have been dominated by baseball as well, which is
context.
Which is not my favorite, but that's fine. But we were talking about who and his
Yoshi Yamamoto and his whole warm-up routine. So the guy is
insanely flexible.
Yeah. So he can do the bridge, right?
He can do a whole bunch. And I actually think people, if you have the opportunity, go online and just Google him and flexibility, and you'll be able to see the different moves that he does warm up. It's crazy. And flexibility, as we know, has become such a key part of any athlete's regime and getting ready for it. You always see Winnipeg Jets players, the way that they have integrated stretching into it and the amount of time that they spend. Because I don't know about a lot of you, but this is the way that I used to stretch and maybe still do. It's kind of like, okay,
done.
Here we go. Yeah. All right. Good to go. Whereas everybody obviously has, those that are legitimate athletes and professionals spend a tremendous amount of time on it and reap the benefits of it. Something that you and I obviously could use some work on.
Okay, so am I showing you first or me first?
Well, you should probably go first. You went first when we did this.
Okay, here we go. That's I can't go.
I mean, you couldn't even get your head
There's
off.
There's way more weight for me to do. Like there's way more of me to push up. So that's all the problem. So my shoulders weren't stretched out. I couldn't do it. I wasn't feeling great. So here's your effort to make me look bad. Go.
Oh my God. I think I already heard my back crack.
Oh, piss off. You did it. Okay, now lift up your arm.
Oh my God. Oh,
So I was convinced that the reason that I was slipping was because of the tiles, but I'm slightly competitive. So I came home and felt that I needed to try it again so that I would be able to to lift my arm up.
Yeah, did you do it?
And try to do it. And I realized that it is not actually because it's slippery. It's just a lack of ability on my part. So anyways, now you have an idea of how Jamie and I this week at various times have had to, or what we've done to try to kill times and entertain ourselves before the show starts. We need a break. We can't just always talk about what do you want to put in. Should we go from here to here? No,
we had talked.
We get competitive
2 hours before the show, so we were running out of things to talk about.
That's right.
It was time for neat parlor tricks at that time.
So you can only imagine what we're going to have in store for you for Sunday's show when we get you ready for the game against the Anaheim Ducks.
But the problem is we still don't have our studio back on Sunday, do we?
We do not. So maybe next week.
Okay,
next week we will be back into it. So
in the game, I can't remember what they're going after that. Vancouver, I believe.
Yes, Vancouver, Seattle, and Calgary still remain.
All right, everybody, enjoy the game tonight. It was a lot of fun. Many thanks to Drew Remenda, Freddie Freeman for his great athleticism, Adam Lowry, and Sara.
And very quickly, we didn't have the opportunity, unfortunately, to run it because we are running late, and in our interview with Drew went a little bit long. But Vladislav Nemesnikov, game 800 for him today. So quite the accomplishment when you look at it. To be honest, I forgot that he was drafted in 2011. For whatever reason, I think of 2011s, even though that was Scheifele and Lauer's draft, of being younger, and Vlad just has, I don't know, just seems older to me, just in the way that sometimes he is. So you look, he's got a 800th game. He has 343 points, 143 goals in his career. He's got 6 goals to start off this season in the first 13 games. He was selected 27th overall. And maybe, as you said, the kind of the seasoned veteran, you look at him, he's played in Tampa with the Rangers, Ottawa, Colorado, Detroit, Dallas, back to Tampa, and now into his 3rd full season with the Jets. Obviously signed the extension as well, has been that we've talked about the Swiss Army knife. He has been used obviously in a variety of different ways up and down the lineup, both at the center ice position as well as on the wing. And he has looked great alongside Jonathan Taves, playing on that left wing as well. So congratulations to Nemesnikov with game 800 in his career going tonight.
And
Just needed to get that in.
that's a good call. And one more point for Kyle Connor to get to .600. So hopefully that'll happen tonight as well.
So then we'll have a lot to talk about on Sunday. We hope that all of you are going to be able to join us. Grab your coffee on Sunday, or at that point, maybe brunch.
Yeah.
For most of it's 12:30 for then. But we love having so many of you in the chat as well. Shark fin soup on the menu. Where's Paul Edmonds when you need him? Yeah, so hopefully that there's going to be a lot of that on the schedule tonight. On the menu tonight. Menu,
Yeah.
not schedule, I guess, when we're talking about food.
You know what you meant.
Okay.
Thanks,
There we
everyone.
go. It was so great to see you. It was so great to have so many of you in the chat. Looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday. Enjoy the game tonight. Don't forget to read Jamie's 3 things after the game.
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for checking in.